Hey guys, Horacio Gallegos here. Today's video is day 6 podcast lesson. I've thoroughly enjoyed Justin and Dee's podcast series, The Weird Entrepreneurs. I've listened to quite a few of them, about 5 of them actually. I've listened to Cole Hatter, Michelangelo, Gary Norris, David Wood, and that lady, the Zen Master. I've listened to her, and I started another one. Awesome. I love the fact that they're 30 minutes. It's the perfect length. I've been listening to them actually in the shower and as I get dressed. Really love the fact that Justin has nailed it. Actually, with no retakes. You only have one shot, which is amazing. One particular session that stood out, they've all been great, but one particular session that really stood out was Cole Hatter, and I've got to start driving, but wanted to start with looking at you. The reason I loved this one is, particularly Cole Hatter, the what he said about what his big why was. The fact that he survived 2 wrecks while 2 of his friends died, one in each of the wrecks that he was in. And that gave him a purpose, that gave him, even though he was overcome with sadness and grief, something overtook him. Something overtook his soul and his heart to know that now he had to make his life count. Now he had to carry the lives of his friends into doing something great, into leaving his mark on the world. And I love the fact that he's been able to use that energy and that passion, turn that sadness into energy and passion, and bring such amazing work to the world. I know he does a lot of work with against human trafficking and just poverty and hunger and clean drinking water. And he goes to Haiti, Central America, all over the place. Really was an amazing man. That was one of the things I loved about him and his story. And the second one was the fact that he was actually in the real estate market, and that he, obviously, like most of the country, went through some very tough times during the collapse of the financial markets and the mortgage markets and the credit markets. And he held on. He got the right mentors. He partnered with the right people, and he was able to go and survive these difficult times. And soon thereafter, once the crisis kind of leveled out, he actually turned his he had the best years of his career, financially speaking. He was able to help a ton of people. Now he's a professional speaker. So I love the fact, for professionally speaking, that when somebody really has a passion for what they do, in this case it was real estate, and they're willing to hold on, you can create income in any market. I remember when I was actually, I was a residential agent, and the economy collapsed, and there was no credit for houses. And I remember partnering up with my former broker, and we were actually going to do a deal. This was actually the deal that I may have spoken about in the past that really that actually lost, and I ended up almost losing my house and things like that. But that's not the point. The point was that this deal was amazing, because even though the economy was like this, because people couldn't get houses, the government started being very, very loose with giving loans out to build multifamily housing, to build apartments, because people couldn't get houses. People couldn't get houses because they didn't have credit. And even the ones that had credit didn't want to buy because they saw the housing market going down and down and down. So what does the government do? Even though everybody was dissing on Obama and all these tax credits, all of a sudden there's credit available to build multifamily housing. So we grabbed a couple of investors, we found some investors, we found some land, and we got an enormous loan approved for $12 million to build an apartment complex. Net, I was going to make, on this deal, I was going to make about almost $400,000 in commission, and then like a $5,000 a month monthly cash flow. The deal did not work out. The investors actually pulled out. They left like $200,000 on the table. Somebody else got the deal and has made millions off of it. So it was a good deal. It was a good deal in the worst of times. And that taught me, even though I didn't make the money from it, that taught me that you can make a tremendous amount of money in any industry, in any time, in any crisis, particularly during times of crisis. This is when the big money's made. So long story short, I love this man, Cole Hatter, because of his story in real estate and how he held on, and because of how he was able to turn these tragedies into tremendous triumphs and help the world, make the world a better place. I appreciate you listening, and I will see you on the next video. Take care.